Welcome Brawlers, I'm the Hermit, and today we are going to be playing the most balanced version of partners. We are playing Bebop, Skull and Crossbones, who partners with and only with Rocksteady Mutant Marauder. Now Bebop is a 1 and a black for a 2/1 death touch. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you may draw X cards, where X is the number of counters on Bebop. If you do, lose X life. Rocksteady, on the other hand, is 2 and a green for a 3/3 Rhino Mutant Trample. Whenever another non-token creature you control enters, put a +1 counter on target creature. So we are going to play a midrange style of deck, with Bebop being our primary hitter. We want to play cards that make him get counters. So stuff like Tenacious Pop into Bebop, we already get 3 counters. And thanks to the combination Death Touch and Trample, we can start drawing cards immediately. At least that is if our opponent doesn't remove Bebop. But we also have some amount of hand disruption, some amount of removal if they play blockers, some card advantage in the form of Caustic Bronco, Dark Confident, and of course many ways to put counters on Bebop. So we have Grizzly Bill, Deus, Mutagen Man. We have Diosolid to keep the counters. We have Genova, so if our mutants would die, we draw cards equal to their powers. And she also makes creatures into mutants by putting counters on it. We have Saskat Roy and Ornery Tumblewag as way to double counters. There are Symbiosis to draw cards whenever we put counters. And some other midrange cards like Barrogoyf, a decent threat, Opposition Agent, or when our opponent searches the library, Preacher of the Schism either makes us blockers or draws us some cards, and a couple of rats in Gix's command, Toxic Deluge. Obviously, since we are gonna be losing life whenever we draw, we can pair Bebop with Shieldred. Then instead of losing 1 life for each card we draw with X, instead we gain 1 life thanks to Shieldred. They kind of cancel out and we come on top. Then for more card advantage and for more threats, we have Toski, Ouroboros, Isil Explorer, and Kodama of the West Tree. So even if we have Bebop, we get with Trample. And like I said, Trample plus Death Touch means he hits no matter what. Well, I guess if our opponent only blocks with 1 creature. If they block with more, they need to block equal to Bebop's power, and they will all likely die. So, and speaking of Death Touch, we have Lisa with Death Touch and First Strike for some more intimidation. And I guess that's pretty much the deck. Obviously Rocksteady likes playing creatures, so we have a decent spread of creatures on non-creatures. But I think the fact that Bebop is only 2 mana means we are more likely to play him. And it also makes sense to build the deck around him because he just provides us with card advantage. Also, a funny observation I made is the fact that, well, this is Skull and Crossbone, this is a Marauder, but oddly enough, neither of them have the pirate subtype, in case you are wondering what's all of this about. Either way, now let's get into the queue, try to grow Bebop and draw a bunch of cards. Black Faden, and the land situation is not ideal, but we can work through it, I think. Right, that is already much better. And also you always need to have a target for Bebop's ability, because partner with says another, well, You target a player and they may search for their partner. So you always pick yourself, even if you don't have the target. Well, I mean the card in your library. Let's look at our opponent's hand. I guess we take Counterspell. Like Faden.
Don't worry, they'll never catch us. Information's almost as good as money.
I think we might be forced to remove Dak.
Empty-handed again.
And in my opinion, they might have needed to keep it in the yard for their treasure cruise. But I don't know their hand. Currency converter. Guess we play Genova. They remand. And they might play Dak, which will allow us to play Shieldred. Kind of ambush them. Okay, they don't. So I guess we don't. Here we terrace on their converter. See how they like it. Oh, they have a Force Spike, and they also have their Fiery Temper. Okay, yeah, I was expecting to play Shieldred before their Treasure Cruise. So now they get their card for free. GG's. Kefka matchup. At least we had Gemstone Caverns and we have a Popa, so we can give it Death Touch Trample. Thanks to both our partners here. They'll send on Rocksteady. Duress, but we have nothing it hits. We go for a Steel Explorer, get a counter, get a card, play the Catacombs. Opponent plays Grief. They take the Ouroboros, I think. Yeah, that one makes sense. And we keep the Osolith. Okay, opponent trades. We keep the counters, thanks to the Osolith. And if they play Kefka, I think we discard the forest. Relic of Progenitus. Sure. I guess they are missing their land because they exile all the graveyards. And another fun interaction here is because we have 2 mutants in the command zone. We can afford to place Secret Tunnel and send them unblockably, if that's a word. Here we just need the one counter. Here Triumph. So I guess we put them on Rocksteady. Opponent goes all the way down to 9, but okay, they might have a Wrath here. We still have a decent chunk of... Oh, they go to real life. They had a wash away. And it seems like they didn't have 2 pieces of removal. So they might be jump blocking with their commander and still losing the game, so GG's. Druneth. I guess what we need here is more green mana for sure. And our opponent will get one Druneth trigger probably. Or I guess maybe not. If they... I guess either way we want to Snakeskin Veil. Either to draw a card or to kill the Hydra. That is Brisley build for opponent. And we don't want that. Let's attack with Bebop. Draw a card. Right the ship off. And now we can play Great Henge. And what's the follow-up? 5 mana, so... Ardent Bonds... Sentinel. Okay, they jump block. That's fair. Draw a land. with the Explore. Yeah, they can double the counters, but one of their creatures will be tapped now. Oh, do they have a fight spell? We go for Glissa, see what we draw. Barrogoyf. So a bunch of Death Touchers, not what they are going to want to see, I mean. And we try to get in with Bebop here. Blood Chief's Thirst is really great. A little late, but we can still make use of it. Here the biggest downside is the fact that we have a First Strike Death Torch. So I think we leave this turn even if they double the counters. Let's block with everyone to be safe. Yep. First strike. Okay. Guess they didn't read that part. And yeah, that is a shame scoop. I thought they might have had like a Cyclonic Rift, Brazen Barrower type of thing. So they would attack. When we block, they double the counters, it's lethal, even though we have a first target Death Toucher just because they had Trample and the ability to double the counters. So, yep, GG's. Got me scared at the last second there. Marchesa. An opponent says Knight's deck. Let's give him a wave. I guess here we want to name Mutant. Sheoldred's Edict. Alright, Marchesa. I guess we let them draw a card if they target. So here we have protection for our Zone Guard. It should probably be enough. Let's go for Bebop again. Sure. Sheoldred, but I don't think that is the end of the world. Actually, maybe we wait on this one. Okay, let's make them pay the mana. Speed ability. Play Sheoldred for free. Maybe we needed to Rocksteady first. Here we connive on Bebop. Yeah, let's go full ham here. We are going to draw 3 cards. And they concede to that. GG's Marchesa. Now we had Genova, so Sheoldred will become a mutant. And I guess the amount of mana we have versus the amount of mana they have. means we just overrun them, as it were. GG's. So already we're on the losing side against Omnath. They might not do it. Obviously Long Goodbye might be wasted since it cannot target Omnath. But I think with their Bloom command, destroying their exploration is a play, even if it's not the best one. Alright, and they are already missing lands. They are at 4 mana now. We remain at 2. Oracle of Moldaya. Yep, unfortunate for us. Okay, let's agent here. They paid 4 mana. Do we take advantage of that? I guess we get the Ice Steel Explorer. Yeah, I think opponent should play their Provisioner, then their Boseiju. They have another land. Lucky. And that is a great change. They play Wistfulness to exile our card. Okay, they play Roaming Throne, name Elemental, I think. They have 4 damage for Opposition Agent and for the pop. I think we need to figure out, well, we need to draw something big with Bebop now. Maybe we want to go even further beyond. Let's draw 6. And I think that's not good enough. Yeah, they can buff their creatures big enough to kill us, so GG's. Yeah, we mulliganed here, unfortunately, because we didn't get enough lands. And I think we need to name Wolf with the Cavern of Souls. And we needed either discard so that they don't ramp, or maybe something we can use Abrupt Decay on. A Mana Rock. Valuable Rumble, and they take Part Glass. Shared roots. I guess we will kill their spawn. Maybe. If they let us. They don't. Thoughtseize. Oh, that's an overlord. We cannot do that. So, unfortunately, we will take some damage here. And they will cheat something out with Raf and Mikey. Okay. Yep, GG's. Kind of unfortunate that we saw 6 extra cards, but didn't get a piece of removal for their commander. Just the way it goes sometimes. We can take Cody. So let's Bebop and then try to put counters with the cup. Or maybe we opposition agent? It's an interesting dilemma. Oust. Sure, let's send it to the library. Why did they leave their commander in their yard? Maybe for some delving? Could be some reanimating. And even if we had shuffle because of partners with, we could have also rescued Bebop with Rocksteady. Here I think we are on the plan of buffing the sidecut cup. If they have a Wrath, we can play the Agent. Rakshasa Sparkan. Okay, dead drop. Sacrifice these two. And GG's. Yep. I guess the agent just came in clutch for a sacrifice to a delve card. We take those. Also, if you happen to play Terra Symbiosis and Sidetrack up, you can choose not to draw the first time, and then you actually draw the second time, where you duplicate the number of counters with the cup. So, good to keep in mind. Let's go to the next one. Okay, Sorrofellos. I think we have a chance. But it's gonna take us a while to grow Bebop. Of course, we always draw 0 cards. Hexproof from black. Good to know. And that is hexproof, not protection. We have Dark Confidant. And we can trade. But I don't think we want yet. Ooh, it seems like they have a punch spell. They reveal a creature or planeswalker. So what is it going to be, opponent? Creator Hoof Behemoth. And we will play Rocksteady, make it big. And they jump attack. They forgot we can grow Rocksteady, probably. They play Ashaya. Genova. We have mana up for Boseiju, but We need to remember to gain the life. Okay. And that was enough for our opponent. GG's. Yeah, this would be probably big enough. Next turn we can grow Genova a couple of times, 1 and 2. So this would have 8. Yeah. Very close to lethal for opponent. Good game, Trofelas. Rat King. I guess we do have the silver bullet of Maelstrom Pulse, but it's gonna be tough to find it. Smuggler's Copter. Okay, let's buff Kodama instead of Bebop here. And opponent loses to the oldest gambit in the book. Sneaky Rich. Ooh, but they do have Summon Bahamut. Okay, persist on Summon Bahamut. And they also bone shards. Okay, Liliana. So if we draw removal for Summon Bahamut, we are okay at this point. Or if we don't, it's GG's. Maybe? Maybe not. Black market connections and a couple of red cards.
Drop it.
Maelstrom Pulse. This is already going away, but it will deal damage to us. Seven.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
Where is Onguard? That's not good enough. It was a close one, but I think opponent will have it. Yeah, they just need to attack with everyone. We don't have enough blockers.
One of your friends has to leave.
And they get their summon Bahamut back. Fair enough. Okay, they kill Rocksteady instead of Glissa. We are okay with that, I think. Yeah, I don't think we win this one. So let's go to combat, attack our opponent. GG's. If we had another... I guess we did have another elf with the changeling, but we didn't have enough mana to... Secret Tunnel. Yeah, opponent really had us earlier, they just needed to attack. They took long enough, a little longer, but same result. GG's. They are gonna try to cheat out big artifacts from their graveyard. Unless we stop them before that. A discharge on the Papa. They play a chainsaw. Not great. Triple Thunderhawk. Oddly enough, I think we can deal with that. So let's play Sass. We don't want the quote-unquote bird here. Slabath. And let's see what opponent can do. Thunderhawk is not good enough, I'm afraid. Yep, we first put the counters, then we attack, double. GG's. And funnily enough, this was a Rocksteady win. Better than most Bebop wins. We take it, we take it. Elspeth Resplendent. I guess we take Ossification. Give us something good here. Haywire Might. Guess we have Tenacious Pop. And Bebop. I think opponent might needed to Doomscar. Or at least threaten to. Yeah, and we decline to search. Okay. Sure, I guess opponent gets a card. We draw 3 cards. Duress. Ambush. Doomscar. I guess we needed to sacrifice earlier for Pursuit. One and plays Elspeth,
I'll light your way on
and they
this
cheat
dust.
out.
I'll be your shield.
An Oblivion Ring type effect. Sim Rip. Yep.
I shouldn't have gotten involved.
So yeah, a little premature on the might, but I guess it serves us right.
If a fight's coming, I'll be on the. May your peace last.
Skyclave apparition. Course of Silence. On whom? Yeah, I guess it's difficult to choose when your opponent has two commanders. They are going to give flying to the Skyclave or first strike. Okay. Okay, let's destroy the Mutavault. Okay, that's a lot of discarding. Another opponent can cash Elspeth for a removal spell, probably. However, if they do that, we get the counters on the Ozolith. Yeah, okay, that also makes sense. Sure, no blocks. Day of Judgment. To the command zone.
Retreat isn't a reason to lose hope.
Okay, we go back to 16, opponent goes to 4. Thanks to Obsessive Pursuit and Lifelink. Sunfall. We take the course. And GG's. Yeah, I think we cast Rocksteady either way here. And then we go for Innkeeper's Talent, put some counters on the change. Well, maybe on the Trampler was better, so yeah. We got it. So that's gonna be it for today, and like I said earlier, a balanced version of Partners is actually still very powerful, but the fact that you only have 2 cards to build around with makes the deck a little more easier to see the vision, and overall it's just very fun to have a creature that becomes big and big and big and bigger until you just punch your opponent in the face to get some cards or to deal lethal most of the time. Some of the cards that one may be able to change are the ones that are overall in the midrange side of things. They don't necessarily synergize with Rocksteady or Bebop, or maybe even you can add some, you can add some more creatures instead of the spells, because Rocksteady just wants you to play creatures. I did like the Earthbend cards because they also synergize with Secret Tunnel, which we can use with our mutants, but they are also not as necessary. They are just there for some fun stuff. And again, since we want non-token creatures, you can play Mana Dorks. Although that makes your board more susceptible to board wipes. We saw in the Elspeth game, we are put behind a little bit with the rats, but we can rebuild easily, and we usually just have a couple of 2, maybe up to 4 threats at any one point, and that's good enough to have more card advantage, or cards in general to rebuild if we are patient on our threats. Just because they become big threats, we don't have to commit as much, and just because we have 2 commanders instead of 1, we always have something to recast for relatively cheap. So thank you for watching, I'm DJ Hermit, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.